La 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 la. Y la casa del Claus. Hey! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Hey, 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 hey! Welcome to Claus's world! Yeah! Welcome here again! Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! Música! Oh yeah! Música! Oh yeah! Música! Oh yeah! Traigo música! Oh! Música! Yeah! Música! Whoa! Música yeah. De la República! Oh yeah! It's Claus's world, baby! Where we do whatever the hell we want, whatever the hell we want to do it. Yeah! Yeah! Are you feeling it? Can you feel it? I can feel it! Oh, ho, 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 yeah! Oh, yeah! Well, if that didn't put you in the mood, nothing will put you in the mood. Well, maybe it put you in the mood to leave a completely, totally asinine, ridiculous comment that I can make fun of next video. But for all of you who are not offended by my choice of music, let's move on. Let's move on and learn about which gun should you pick when you get a new tank. Look, I've got a new tank, the KV-13, and it's not always a simple choice. Things are not always what meets the eye, or, you know, so to speak, and so forth. You pick a nice, happy song, and some of you are going to be pissed off. You get a new tank, and you put the Top Gun on, and some of you are going to be disappointed. As I was. And as always, I show you my first game in my new tanks. I don't know why I got the KV-13. I just felt like getting it. Oh, wait a minute. Strategy alert, strategy alert. Let's talk about the game. Why am I here, aimed here? Well, look at the mini-map. Our scout has moved up. You see that guy who's spotting up there and highlighting targets? So, of course, I noticed that immediately and moved in a position to support him. Because that's what you should do when a scout tank moves forward. You see him on the mini-map there? Let me highlight him for you. Look at the mini-map. Can you see the minimap? Do you ever turn your minimap on? Do you ever have it on when you play? Notice how big it is on my screen there. See this guy right there? I'm highlighting him on the mini. He moved up to spot. So what's the point of him spotting if no one stops to support? All right, let's get on with the commentary. That was the strategy alert. Of course, I got one shot, and now it's time to move on because he did a good job spotting, but I only got one shot and did almost no damage and realized, what kind of a stupid gun is this? Look at it. It looks like a little pencil sticking out of the tank. It's the Top Gun. I don't know. This is my first game, and I free XP'd everything right so that I roll out completely, you know, upgraded. And look, a Tiger P. I'm going to side scrape here because I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to shoot him. And I did almost, well, I did a little damage, and the side scraping worked. He did not penetrate me. But oh, he's going to keep me permatracked here. Got to use the expensive repair kit. So there goes the profit for the game. But this video is about which gun should you use when you get a new tank. Remember, that's what the title says. So we might as well discuss that. And after about 3 minutes playing in this thing, in my first game here, I realized, oh God, I just put the Top Gun out without actually looking at it. Let's have a close look. And after this game, when I went and checked, this is ridiculous. Let me just show you a comparison here. This is the gun that you get, the Top Gun on the KV-13. Let me flash the stats on the screen here. It's labeled a Tier 7 gun. The regular round has 144 pen, 180 alpha. 144 pen, that's utter shit because you see Tier 9s all the time. The premium round on 194 pen, 180 alpha, and a really good HE round, 44 pen, 300 alpha. Look at the stats, 0.37 dispersion, 2.3 second aim time, and it shoots 10.5 rounds per minute. And then I compared this to another tank I have in my garage, a Tier 6 Russian medium tank, the T-34-85M. And it gets a Tier 6 gun that has the exact same stats, except that the gun is a little lighter, which is good, and it shoots faster. And it's a Tier 6 gun. It gets a better gun, one tier lower. And so I asked myself, why the hell would I want to play a Tier 7 tank that has a worse gun than a Tier 6 tank that I could play? I could play the Tier 6 tank and never see Tier 9s with a better gun than this tank that does see Tier 9s. Oh, but Claus, the KV-13 has really good armor. Well, you know, you don't do damage with your armor. It's all about the gun. So what I realized is that I've got the wrong gun on this thing. And I'm going to finish this game. And notice that I've got APCR loaded because I would have trouble penetrating any of these enemies with the 144 pen. The Tiger P would have been almost impossible. And now I'm going to face a Tortoise.
I mean, I got to get around. Even behind or the side of a tortoise at 144 pen, I would have trouble. But let me just go. I got to do something with this little pencil gun on this stupid tank. Let's just, yeah, let's just get behind you, and hey, how about we shoot you up? Yes! 140 damage up. Yeah, I'll track you so you can't go. Oh, too late, too late. Yeah, you got to check which gun you pick for any of your tanks. And stupidly, I just picked the top gun. Oh, look, my armor worked, actually. It does have good armor. If you just get the top gun, sometimes you're picking the wrong one. And I'm going to shoot APCR at an artillery because I didn't know I was going to see the artillery. What do you want from me? I had it loaded for the tortoise. And now what do you want me to, switch back so I can go fight a T-34 and bounce on him and let him do 480 damage on me with one shot? No, I'm gonna keep going with APCR because I'm never gonna play this thing with this gun again. Let's try and track you. Oh, did not track him. Back up, back up, back up, back. Oh, he missed. Did he shoot? Who gives a shit? Let's just shoot him again. Track him. And that looks like it's the game. That's the game. And I played a couple more games actually before I realized, what the hell am I doing playing a tier 7 tank that has a gun worse than the gun on my tier 6 tank? Well, it just forces you to spam APCR and lose credits. Let's look at the post-game stats. Second class mastery. Yeah, whatever. For a shit game like that, second class, that tells you something. And, I did 1,000 damage, 400 assist, and lost some credits. And yeah, I show you the shit games. I don't play 500 games and show you. And I realized right away I've got the wrong gun. So now look, I switched the guns. I put the 122 millimeter on, the tier 5 gun that only shoots HE, 61 pen, 450 alpha, or heat, 140 pen, 370 alpha. Oh, but Klaus, look, it's not very accurate. It's got a long aim time. Yeah, okay, get over it. And I have not played 500 games and going to pick out the best game to show you with the howitzer. I've played 2 games, and this is the first one I played with the howitzer. And I think this is the gun that you have to use on this tank because really, you're going to see tier 9s and 8s all the time, and that other gun is worse than a tier 6 gun. You're going to spam APCR, lose credits, bounce all your shots, and be frustrated. You might as well put on a gun that can damage everyone. Oh, but it's not very accurate, Klaus. You're going to miss all your shots. Well, okay, let's just watch. And this is my first game, and I'm gonna shoot a leopard because he has no armor. Here I go. Oh, I missed. Oh, and he shot heat at me. The leopard shot heat at me and took half my HP, and I missed. Well, you know what? Just like gun choices, you have choices in this game. I don't have to stay here and fight that leopard. If you don't like what you got, why don't you change it? If your world is all screwed up, rearrange it. At the end, it comes down to your thinking. You just got to stand up alone. Even if you feel your ship is sinking, then go raise a little hell of your own. Yeah, make your own choices. Do your own thing. Don't put the Top Gun on just because it's labeled the Top Gun. Don't have the dessert just because the restaurant has it on special and it's recommended. You'll get fat. Don't read the labels and just use the recommended settings. Get out there and raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Yeah. I got to do something when I'm driving around not doing anything, changing flanks, right? Like, would you just like me to explain that I'm switching flanks because I wasn't effective on the hill and now I'm moving to support the team on the other side where I noticed that there's not as many teammates? Yeah, you want to hear that? Let's watch how a howitzer works here. There's a Russian tank. Let's take a shot and hit and do 0 damage because I hit a Russian tank. No fun for you! Okay, let's shoot a Russian tank again. And miss and hit the tracks and do 63 damage. No fun for you! Because this is how HE works, okay? So 0 when I hit the front, 63 when I hit the tracks. Let's shoot the turret and do 159. Why? Because HE is fucked. HE in this game is the epitome of RNG. It has nothing to do with anything that you do. The game decides what happens. Let's try again. Let's shoot a German tank, heavily armored in the front. Oh, we did 175 damage. Well, that's not so bad. Well, it is German though. Let's shoot the German tank again and not really aim and miss and do over 60 damage. And that is what happens. The game decides whether you have fun or you do not have fun when you shoot HE. And I know what you're thinking. Klaus, there's a detailed formula. It's got 27 different factors and exponents, and it explains in the wiki how HE penetrates. It depends on the thickness of the armor, whether it's spaced and the angle. You know what? You shoot a Russian tank and you hit it and you do 0 because you happen to hit the 1 pixel that from that particular angle had an effective armor of 923. And then you shoot the same tank again and you hit it 1 pixel to the left, which has an effective armor of 178, and you do 225 damage. Let's see how this works. Let's try another example here. We're going to approach a German tank here from the rear, the weakest part of the tank. If you ever get this, this is the perfect situation, and we do 98 damage.
No fun for you!
Oh, but Klaus, you hit the exhaust pipe, which acts as spaced armor, and it absorbed all the energy of your high explosive round.
Well, you know, sometimes just auto aim and shoot. Did you catch that? Did you see what just happened? Or are you too mesmerized by my entertaining commentary style? Let's watch this in slow motion. Sometimes the game just decides it's time for you to have a little bit of fun. Oh, look, it's a light tank scurrying away. Let's let you aim your inaccurate gun, the one that should always miss when you're on the move and the enemy's on the move and the bloom circle is the size of the map. Where could this shot possibly go? Where could it go? Well, why not just auto lock? Auto lock seems to correct things, but oh, alas, he has scurried behind the rock. He is safe. But the game has decided for that T-71 player.
No fun for you!
Because HE makes sense. The mechanic makes sense in this game. That's why you should use it. That's why you should pick this gun. Are you guys following? Are you're listening to what I'm saying? It's all making sense, isn't it? It's making sense to you? Do you think it all makes sense? Well, I'm stunned again. Whoa, I'm stunned again. Are you guys reading the chat? I have to give a shout out here to all the players that I was playing with in this game. The chat is possibly more entertaining than I am. And if you have not read the chat, you should rewatch this whole game and read the chat and not listen to me, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, actually, I do know what I'm talking about. I know. Well, I do know some things. And here's one thing that's very important. Look at the minimap right now. Are you watching the minimap? Can you see what's happening? I am driving into the cluster of enemies. I am approaching them boldly with my howitzer. And who shall I find? Who shall I find? I suspect it will be a Leopard, the same Leopard prototype that shot me with heat at the beginning of the game. It's the rematch, the showdown. Here he is. Oh, Leopard, let me HE you and make you bounce your regular shot. That's why Leopards load heat in Tier 9 to shoot Tier 7 tanks. And let's HE you again. Auto lock seems to work. Why the hell would I use the other gun? Yeah, I might have been able to kill him with the other gun in 2 shots, but hey, I would have had to aim, and I would have had to... he wouldn't have been scared of me because... trust me, HE is more fun. The derp gun is more fun. All right, wait a minute. Strategy alert, strategy alert. Look at the minimap, look at the game. Let's talk about the strategy. What do I do here? What do I do? What am I going to do? I am going to run away because if I don't, I'm screwed. Well, that's not really the reason. I have explained to you guys many, many times that if you do not know what to do and you're surrounded and your situation seems hopeless and you've won your flank, it's never a bad idea to go back to base. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to base. Why? Because look where my teammates are. If I pushed up there and tried to boldly fight more enemies, I would have no support, and it would all be up to me and my skill. And I do not have Unicom skill. I just have a howitzer and a game that decides when it will be fun for me. And sometimes the game just decides, no fun for you, so why not go back to base? Huh? I cannot help the team lose by going back to base. I can go back to base and actually help the team win. I can make it harder for the enemies to win if I am back defending the base, because 9 out of 10 players, when they're winning, and the enemy team is winning, 9 out of 10 players when they're winning will just drive to the enemy base thinking, hey, we're winning, let's go to their base. So why shouldn't you go back to base? If you don't believe anything I've told you about gun selection, HE, or the way the game decides whether it'll be fun for you, or whether you hit the Russian tank on the one pixel that's 900 effective armor, or the other pixel right next to it that's only 170 effective armor, and whether that makes a difference and splash radius means nothing. If you don't believe any of that shit, and you think I'm full of shit, at least trust me on this one. Just one thing that you should remember is when you do not know what to do in the game, go back to the fucking base. And that's what I've done. And look, I've spotted someone. And missed. Well, after all that, I missed. But at least I spotted him. I knew there were people on the hill, and I knew that that guy would be coming towards us because he's confident, and he's winning, and he wants to win. What the hell else would he do? Just sit on the hill and do nothing, and I'm stunned again. This is getting out of hand. I'm stunned again. Can I hit him when I'm stunned? Of course not. I just hit the ground 2 feet in front of me because I'm stunned. Okay, strategy alert, strategy alert. Let's analyze the game here. Why did I come back here? Because I know that there could be some enemies heading from exactly where that enemy headed from. Now, I should stay here. Look at the mini-map. I have 2 artilleries right here. You see that? If I leave this position, that light tank is going to come back. He's itching to kill our artillery, you know, because if you were a light tank late in the game, what the hell would you want to do? Would you want to just sit around at your base? No. You would say, hey, that guy's going to leave, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go kill those 2 artillery. And if that light tank kills the 2 artillery and ends up... Oh, wait, there he is. Just snap him. Okay, yeah, 220 damage. You think you're going to get away? You think you're going to get away? You think I'm going to let you get away? See, he shot the artillery. He just wants to kill the artillery, but oh, I got him, and the T-30 bounced on me, and I'm stunned again. Whoa, I'm stunned again. The flurry, the action, the commentary. You have it all here today on Klaus's channel. And read the chat. Bless their hearts. Look, read the chat. And I'm stunned again. Whoa. Oh, seriously, that was the right move. I had to come up here because the light tank, I knew he was going to come that way. There's something called game sense. But wait a minute, that's not what this video is about. This video is about what type of gun should you choose. And there are other tanks in this game where the choice is not always what you think it should be. Like take, for instance, the Su-152, another Russian tank, Tier 7 TD. And let's have a look at the guns on this one. Just as an example here, guys, there's nothing happening in the game. Look, you could use a Tier 6 gun like this one, or you can use the top gun, which I never ever purchased. This one, a Tier 8 gun. Which one would you use? Let's compare them. Let's have a close look here. Here you go. On the left is the stock gun, the Tier 6, 152 millimeter, and on the right is the top gun, the 122 millimeter. They have about the same DPM. But seriously, why would you use the gun on the right when the stock gun, you have the ability to poke around a corner unsuspectingly, auto aim onto a scout, and boom! 1,200 damage, he's out of the game. And then the little voice in his head will say, no fun for you! So my point here, guys, is that not always do you have to play with the top gun. The top gun is not necessarily the most fun, and it's not necessarily the best. And in fact, sometimes the top gun is just absolutely trash. And of course, it really depends on your play style and how you like to play the game. And one thing I should point out that's very, very important is I find howitzers are much more fun, and it's really important to have a highly skilled crew. And in this particular game, I have brothers in arms. I am running food consumables. I have snapshot. I have a smooth ride. I have all the gunnery skills that make this crew about as good as you can get. And that really helps negate some of the quote-unquote bad statistics, aim time, and dispersion on these howitzers. If you try this with a like an unskilled crew and you're running a fire extinguisher instead of food, you're gonna miss so many shots. You're gonna say, oh, that gun sucks, you know, I'd rather use the other gun. But trust me, if you're gonna use the howitzer or these big guns, inaccurate guns, then do this when you have a 3 or 4 skill crew and run food and then have some fun. This is the type of thing you go back to replay this tank with a really good crew. If you don't have brothers in arms and food and all the gunnery skills, you know, well, you're going to try, but you're going to miss a lot of shots. You're not going to get a lot of those lucky RNG type hits that I got in this game with a 80% crew. And then you know what happens. You know what happens.
No fun for you!
What the hell was that T-30 doing down there pointed at me? I thought he was up on the hill. I thought he was up on the hill. You know, all good things must come to an end. But victory, and still only second class, but on top this time with a lot more XP, and I made credits because HE is cheap. And that's the way I'm going to play this thing. Let me know what you guys think, and if there's some tanks in the game that you prefer not using the top gun, leave it in the comments. And another one I got for you guys is in the T-54. There's 2 gun choices, and I like to use the gun that has worse stats, worse accuracy, worse aim time, but it has higher DPM. And I never miss anyway. I know it's a lot to take in. This was kind of a long, rambling type video, and sometimes that's just what happens. You know, you plan something, and it's strange how my videos turn out, but yeah. No fun for you!